Hello, welcome to Two Mandins Podcast, episode 8. We're talking about the subtle effect of stereotyping and profiling in African society. The canker has been there since. It's been ages. And we are not so blunt about it. So today we're talking about stereotyping and profiling. And I have some of my experienced friends and intelligent friends online. And some online friends. Today I'm meeting them in person. Today is my second time using Naze. Naze, what's up?
Charlie Kolo, boss.
And I have Josie. Josie, way back, way back. I've known Josie for years now. Josie, what's up?
Joan Ketia.
Joan Ketia, no more Josie.
I saw the ZY.
Rebranding, yeah. And Ransford is back. He was in our previous episode. Ransford is back. Charlie, what's up?
Charlie Kolo.
And I have my friends, Akade. He's a military man, so yeah. What's up?
Okay. Demonstrating. Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, stereotyping. So they're talking about, So I have Samuel, we have Ransford, Naze, then Abena. Joe. Yeah, Joe. We're talking about stereotyping and profiling. Let me start with the lady, Abena. What do you understand by stereotyping? Stereotyping.
Okay, I think it's basically to organize a group of people and just give them one tag based on certain characteristics or certain things that they possess, or use one person to represent a whole group. Yeah. Okay. Basically, that's how I always.
You understand stereotyping, Ransford?
Could you let me start from something I read some 3 years back.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a post. You see, when I went to Level 100, I was doing colonialism and nationalism in Africa.
Okay.
Yes. So I was doing some research in relation to some stereotypes that I was reading in the book, like my course material.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing some research outside, and then I came across a certain post. And then the person writing the post was like, there was a certain American beauty pageant going on. So the judges asked one of the contestants to tell them something about Africa. And then the lady just exclaimed, "There is no snow in Africa."
Yeah.
Okay. But in actual sense, there is snow in Africa.
Yeah, South Africa.
Yes. If you go to Mount Kilimanjaro, on top of it is snow.
There's snow, yeah.
Okay.
True.
So when you talk about stereotyping, it's basically an overgeneralized view about some particular people. That is how I understand. It might not be true. It's just an overgeneralized.
Okay.
Yes.
Naze.
Yeah, until senior high, I never knew about stereotyping.
Okay.
And when I got to senior high, I started noticing bits and bits about it.
Okay.
About perception, about negative perception, and how it is channeled towards a group of people.
Okay. Yeah. Samuel.
I would say stereotyping, I define it as a way that my sister did, that tagging some group of people, and it comes as a result of being brainwashed about one or two things that a person might have encountered with those types of people.
True.
Yeah.
True. So, Rans, for the next question, do you have any unforgettable experience with any of the subjects, especially stereotyping? If yes, briefly give us any of the stereotyping.
Yes. It's happened in my school. Where I am right now.
What school?
It should be reserved.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was teaching, and I think one of the students was like, "Hey, you're this fancy teacher." And I was like, "Hey, what is that? Never ever say that again. Have you heard me referring to you by your tribe?" So I just warned her flat.
Yeah.
Because how can you say you're this fancy teacher? You understand?
Yeah.
In a negative form.
Negative way.
So that is what
your experience.
Yeah, that's my experience, and I warned her. Sharp.
Josie.
Can't do that.
Okay, so not to really cut, I'll go to the question, but I just want people to understand that we are not just a bunch of people coming here to blast people. We all have issues when we come to stereotypes. It is like an unconscious thing that is tagged in your mind. You have to. We all have. So that is. We are just here to break it down and exactly help people create the awareness, so that if you are doing something, we all think twice. So this is something that happened at work. So a patient walks in, and I was doing this case. And so mostly with my nature of work, sometimes if you're not sure of something, you call a senior colleague to also give you a second opinion. So I called my boss to come down and then have a look. Immediately my boss got into the room, the lady sat on the bed and was like, let him go.
Why?
And then my boss was like, do you know the person that you are talking to? And I told the lady that, hey, that's my boss. He's the one that I'm going to call to come and help me figure this thing out. So if he is supposed to go, then no one is going to help you.
Yeah.
So my boss was actually angry, and then he went, and then I asked the lady what was the meaning of that, and then you know what she said?
No.
I'm not even comfortable saying it. I thought he was a watchman.
Wow.
Yes.
Because of the way the boss was dressed.
His tribe, and then
wow.
Yes.
He had tribal marks or
I don't know if my boss has, but you know, sometimes when you see an Ashanti, you know an Ashanti. If you see an Ewema, you know.
Yeah,
if you see an Nordina, you see.
Okay.
And you know, I felt insulted.
Yeah, true.
And I felt embarrassed.
Wow.
Because that was a typical situation to call stereotyping. I mean, why would you even think in the first place that
your physique can make a rich man?
Exactly. And it was so wrong. It was so wrong. I mean, I felt embarrassed for myself and then for my boss. I mean, he's a human being.
Yeah.
You shouldn't judge someone based on the person's appearance or whatever tribe the person comes in. You know, mostly in health, sometimes people they freak out when you are in your lab dresses.
Yeah, true.
So sometimes you can just go with a mufti or that kind of, and so on Saturdays we all wear the same thing, like a t-shirt or something. And I was like, this is so insulting. And another incident, I think that time I was working at Tema for one audiologist. I put on my lab coat and then I was going to the washroom. And then the washroom, where the washroom is, we have a lot of patients there, so I passed there. So when I came in, one of the secretaries was like, hey, Mami not to want to say, when I a small girl, you small wahasi now. So the lady came in and I was there like, hey, Dr. Ketwa, hey, na mini only a small wahasi. I'm like, really? I'm like, I mean, it sounded so
stereotypical.
Exactly. Because it's wrong. It's wrong. I mean, I think that when you see someone, give them the benefit of the doubt, unless they have proved something different.
True.
See people like water, very clear. Unless they change their form, then you can put a tag at that moment. Even that tag or perception that you have from them, it can change from time to time.
True.
But if you see someone and then, that's why I said that we are all guilty from our infancy, and there are certain things that, I mean, often it repeats itself. Fine, you might meet a Rastafarian who is a drug addict. You meet a second one who's a drug addict. It doesn't mean that the 10th one is going to be a drug addict unless you're giving the person the benefit of the doubt. Let me not talk too much.
So, Samuel, any experience with stereotyping?
Oh yes, I do. Per my tribe. We say a Northern or a Tenny. And also let me start from me being a uniform personnel.
Okay.
You be in a uniform and people tend to respect you all of a sudden. I want to front one. Say.
Yeah, true.
They tend to respect you more because you are in a uniform. So there is a difference between me in uniform and me being in mufti. So I become nobody all of a sudden when I'm in mufti.
It becomes
you understand my point?
Yeah.
So I think that perception, if you are in mufti, you should be treated the same way as me being in uniform.
Yeah, true.
Let me come to me being a Nordner. There have been some instances. I won't lie to you. My previous relationships, there has been some instances, and there are some aunties and others who say that until they also 10 years now it's open.
That's offensive.
As in upon all the men in Ghana is only a northerner that you got, and that's what you want. Say, wow, oh, okay. And also, there has been some instances. I talk as we are here. We talk. We have a chat and all that. People mistaking me to be an ewe. So we talk. My tree is also clear. So some people become like, okra you doing?
They become confused about it.
As soon as they ask me who you doing, I intentionally go by me attorney.
Isn't that so offensive to also admit that?
Not at all.
The word is so offensive.
Not at all. Why do you think 10 years is an offensive word? Why should you think so in the first place?
Because of the origin.
The origin of it.
Is it that you from the north? Is that how you call yourselves over there?
I don't think so.
Yes. We are blacks here, right?
Yeah.
Would you be offended if I say that you are black?
Yes, I will be offended.
Why would you be offended?
Why? Because you are labeling me.
Would you be offended if I say that before
before that is African. But okay say tuntum black.
Okay.
There are two different things.
Okay. Translate before and into an English word.
It will be black people.
BB is African. Okay. But okay say blacker.
Okay. So I think
that is
he's talking about black as in not
color.
as a skin color, but as a race.
Yes.
So we should.
It's the same thing.
We should.
I am like black man.
Race.
I am a.
There's nothing like black.
This thing always. It's crazy. I mean, this topic.
I read
this topic is crazy.
Article on people of color and somebody calling me black, and some people find it offensive being called people of color, mean they are not white, and people find it offensive.
Yes.
Some people also find it offensive saying you're black.
I'll be very, very offended if you say black man. Yes,
you should. I think you should be offended.
Do you feel comfortable saying white man?
If I say that,
no. I don't feel comfortable saying a white man. I like to say an European, an American. So, such as I call you an European or an American, I believe or I would want you to also refer me to as an African.
Because the reason why I asked Samuel about the turning thing is that from infants we hear stories about where that word came from.
Okay, what did you hear?
So, yes. How do I put it? So, I was told that the northerners like to fertilate a lot.
Okay.
So that's how the word came about.
Okay.
Which is very offensive. Yeah, that's what I heard when I was growing.
Okay.
Which is very offensive.
Okay.
So you admitting it that you're 10,
Okay.
It becomes so weird to my mind that you are from there. You should rather be questioning people not to call you that.
What I also heard is, interfor, meaning look alike. So we the northerners were looking almost the same.
Okay.
You understand? So interfor nekon. So I say like they look alike. So I say, I just ask the word. Somebody will say pepeni. So I say, and somebody will get offended. But pepeni, why should you be offended? But if I say pepeni abua, you should be offended. You understand my point? If I say you black ass, you should be offended.
Yeah. So
but if you tell me that black people do this, if you use it in a sentence that black people do this, I won't be offended. But if you use the word black ass, when black people doesn't have brains, that black people do this, then I will be offended. So if you tell me that Tenya Boa, I will jump on you.
So right now you gave me another scenario of where the word came from. So meaning that somehow our tribes, our different tribes, have a connotations or stories pertaining to other tribes too.
Yes.
So this might be my first time hearing another story of
side of it.
Side of it. You see, so this discussion is really important. So let's come to Nazir.
Yeah.
Any experience with the story?
I haven't finished with my
Okay.
Can I chip in a bit?
Yes, you can.
You spoke about pepeni.
Pepeni.
Seriously, when I'm called a pepeni, I get offended.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether I'm educated or not.
Okay.
When you are called a pepeni to our people, it means you are violent.
Violent.
Yeah,
Okay.
You are violent regarding anything.
Okay.
Like, let me use the word. They say abatamia, like spoil something.
Okay.
That is who a pepeni is.
Okay.
But it has never been so. You understand?
So Pepe is what word? The pepeni.
Pepe has to do with someone from the Zongo.
So okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even
is there
what language?
So what language is that?
No,
you don't know.
It's not Hausa.
What I learned is that scientists who gave us that name.
Yeah.
That pepeni,
So they do their things right.
Okay, penny.
Everything
Okay.
You understand? And that's where the
All of
word
that
evolved. That pepini. Wait, or your pepini.
Okay, so you see the confusion here. Nazer has a different meaning of the
So you
pepini.
see,
It also has a
one is
different
saying
meaning.
that of your part, open the
Equality.
Justice, right?
Yeah.
So I said, you know, our people will come and then do this by day. They'll go and read, and then maybe you would like to cheat them, and that's where they will jump on you and become violent. They say, "Hey, Charlie, man, you know, where are you paying you?" He said, "The cars will be to
Okay. Equality, equity.
So I said, yes. So or you paying open, do it right.
Yeah.
Justice, where the thing belongs
they tend to confuse aggression with violence.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you want to cheat the person, and the person will respond violently
To you.
You understand my point?
I get you now. I've learned 2 new things today. True. Let's go to the next question. So, was stereotyping used as a defense mechanism for some cultures among us to protect their ideologies, Josie?
I think that's basically what we are saying here.
Yeah.
I think yes. I mean, past history over the years, it's something that we have. For Ashantis, for instance, when I was growing up, the whole thing was like, Mamincho Nyobewa. It's not like your parents say it in your face as a more, but indirectly in their messages they are giving that to you.
Yeah, they're giving
every family men worry Ashanti men worry FN is saying FN says someone who is from Volta region obey withdraw men worry obia infantini or dimisika be didi or something. So am I worry I mean, because every tribe has an issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every tribe has an issue.
True.
And I think we have dealt, like, we so hold on to these things as part of our culture. So, for Ashantis, we have a big issue when it comes to this. We do have a big issue. We've used this thing to protect ourselves, our ideologies. And a lot of people have married people from their own tribe and they are not happy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, your mom tells you that, okay, men worry a woman. So let's say in the university you saw a very good Ewe guy, but because your parents are not ready to welcome the person, okay fine, sometimes your parents are even happy, but then your family, your extended family, or let's say there is another Ewe man or someone who is messing up in the family line and they are thinking that your guy is going to end up like the same person, and then you go and marry someone who is from your tribe and it's like you're giving that person a ticket as why you're a favor, and the person is going to abuse you or going to fine. It can end up that it could be good or it could be bad. But I think yes, when it comes to these things, we use culture to defend so many things. Even if something is not good, it is so bad. I mean, it's so bad and it's so wrong. Yes.
I think it is very true. I'll give one local scenario and then an international scenario.
Okay.
Let me start from the international. You see, we've all heard about Nazism. About the Germans persecuting the Jews. Yes, it all was about protecting the race, like the Aryan race. Okay, making that Aryan race superior, and then any other race become subhuman.
Okay.
Yes, so that was where it started, to protect the ideology that if you are of the Aryan race, you are a superhuman. Your psychology, everything is like above ordinary. So those who are subhuman, you just try to exterminate them.
Okay.
Then in local, like coming to our local setting, yes, you see there is a saying that in Imgwasi and Fata Kainiba. I don't know whether you've heard it.
I've heard it.
What's the meaning?
Like disgrace
doesn't befit an account.
Yes, in Imgwasi and Fata Kainiba. Okay. And if you look at this, I don't know whether it's a proverb or you see, you make no sense of it. You make no sense of it. How can you say that in Mugwasi and Fata can never tawaiba? Who does it fit? Or whose child does it fit? Okay.
True.
So that thing has protected the Akan ideology. That once you're an Akan, it's like in Ghana you are above everybody.
By default,
superhuman.
you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can look at the Akan people, how they behave in the country. It's like the country is for them.
True.
Yes, and then mostly they are the Fantis, the Ashantis, the Achim people. These are the three major ones: the Fantis, the Achim, and then the Asantis. And then you can see how they think that the country is for them.
True.
Especially in our political setting.
True.
Okay.
True.
So one of the factors that led to Mr. Mohammed's defeat in the 2016 election was because he was a Northerner. Yes, I can tell you for a fact. Okay, but such things are not supposed to happen. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's very, very true. And there is one instance also that I would want to give. You see about Sarkodie's song Asante for you know we got it. I don't know whether you heard of that song.
Yeah, I've heard that song.
It is one of the it is one of the songs that I hate in my life. Okay, I hate anything that tries to divide people, that tries to separate people from others. Because when we are growing up, there was nothing like that. You don't know whether this person is from this place, whether this person is from this place. But as we go, certain some of these things, through our education, through our socialization, we come to know. And it divides us. It makes us different from other people.
Wow.
So these are some of the things that we are supposed to do away with in our social setting. It is never good.
True.
I think I'm a victim of this.
Yeah.
What he's saying. I'm born from Nima, and there is this tribe called Kado people.
Kado people.
Yeah. Although they are not the first settlers in Nima, but the Fulanis got to Nima before the Kado people got to Nima.
Okay.
And when the Kado people got to Nima, they somehow conquered them.
Okay.
And they started to marry these Gan people.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, these Kado people started to feel superior. Like, Nima is this. So if you go to Nima, like right now, they are the only tribe I know who don't marry into other tribes.
Okay.
Now, as of now, they do not like to marry into other tribes because of property
issues.
Yeah, and I grew in this kind of environment. I tried as much as possible to unlearn these things, but it's been difficult.
You've been brainwashed already.
I've been brainwashed already. You're going to do it hard.
Okay.
Some way if you are to excuse yourself from all these settings.
Yeah.
Okay, so I also feel that the reason why many of the tribes use this stereotyping tool to protect their ideologies was that they never figured that it will come to a time that become one uniform country. They always felt that we always be separated. So Ashantis will be one corner, Botswana will be one place, and all that. So you have to protect your own. So the chiefs then, our grandfathers then, they didn't think of today. Okay, so even with the Golden Stool story, when you go to Achim, they have another version of the Golden Stool story.
Okay.
So many of our stories from our grandfathers were made up.
Okay.
That we can't verify, just to protect their own. So the moment they bring you into that tribe, you have to feel more comfortable and confident of yourself.
That's why you are being brainwashed.
Brainwashed to feel that, and they didn't prepare for today. So the stereotyping for the Golden Stool story, when you go to the Achims, when they see the Achim chief meets Otumfo, he wouldn't bow. Because according to them, when the Golden Stool was coming, when Komfanochi was doing all the cantations, nothing came. And their king then was so bold that he looked to Komfanochi, because the other kings were looking backwards. But he was looking at Komfanochi and nothing came from the skies. So they don't respect the Golden Stool. And that's one of their beefs with the Ashantis and Achims. And the Ashantis also have this Golden Stool coming from the heavens. So every tribe then had that mindset to create so many stories to protect your own.
Yeah.
And it has helped America now. Americans strive on stories. They strive on Hollywood to create more stories and more stories. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
So our then kings didn't think of today that we have constitutions and all that. So somehow we can't fault them, but we can fault ourselves that we are more educated now to think straight, to think of our national development. Because now we don't live in one community; we live in so many communities.
Yeah.
That is true.
So my father half is from Bota region. One of his half is from Ashanti region. My mom is from Brno. All his mom and dad are from Brno. So I'm multi-mixed. So when I meet other people, I'm treated somewhere because they're from Ashanti. When I go to Brno have so much confusion with the Ashantis. Because Brno people say Ashantis look down upon them. So now go to Bono and they are talking to, they bash the Ashanti so much. When I meet the Ashanti, they also bash the Bono. You know, so this is the thing we're going through. So the defense mechanism, that's one of the reasons why they created all these stories around to protect their own.
I wanted to ask Prince a question.
Okay.
About what he said about Sarkodie's music hyping his tribe.
You will come on there. I have a question concerning entertainment. So we come there. So let's go to the next question. Since culture is dynamic, have our culture done enough to end stereotyping and profiling?
To end?
End it. Our culture. Has our culture done enough?
No.
Because we have National House of Chiefs. We have all the prominent chiefs in Ghana being part of it. But still, we still have stereotyping, and we have stereotyping in Ghana. Does it really help? You know if you can take it. Josie.
Interesting.
I think I'll pass this as I think really into it, yeah.
Our culture, so when you have the National House of Chiefs, they come together, they make it look like they are all friendly, we all love each other, but within the canker is still there. You getting it? The canker is still there.
You see, what I know is that it is not to make us one, but to appreciate each other.
Exactly.
Okay. When they meet, they are not looking forward to come together as one, but to appreciate the differences. Okay. And you appreciating the difference is just recognizing that this person is this, so allow him or her to be this. Okay. That is the thing. So it is not looking forward to do away with that stereotype.
Yeah.
No, never.
Okay.
But then just for us to, it is rather deepening it. For us to know that, okay, when you meet an Ashanti, recognize the person as an Ashanti. When you meet an Ewe, recognize the person as an Ewe. Because you are different, he or she is different. That is the thing. So it is rather deepening, not even bringing us together. It is never doing anything to do away with the stereotype. No.
I think our culture hasn't done enough.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I also have one point regarding this Zongo ministry. I think it is one of the poorest ideas someone came up with. Excuse me for the language, seriously. Because we are all Ghanaians. And this Zongo ministry, they've created it to help the Zongo people.
Yeah.
But the Zongo people are only tackling one religion instead of different tribes. No religion, different tribes. Because Ghanaians, we should identify ourselves as tribes first before anything else. And I think this Zongo ministry isn't helping at all. It is just tackling this. Everything is Muslims. Everything is Muslims. Everything is.
You just brought my mind to something. So all along in my mind, I always think that in Zongo only Muslims live in Zongo. Nah. But you're even bringing my mind to it that we have Christians there. There are other tribes there.
There are a lot of other tribes.
I was born into a Zongo family. My father is a pastor at the Church of Pentecost.
Okay.
So at that time he was a presiding elder. So I always pride myself by saying that my first place of birth, my first neighbors were Zongo people. I was born into a typical Zongo, Boasi Zongo. And I grew there almost like 8 years of my life. So if I was going to break or I was going to be a person, that first community that saw me had a great impact in my life. Sure. So when I look back, I it's something that I often, sometimes in my pieces, I even try to break it down when it comes to religion, trying to separate people from religion. I mean, I'm a Christian, but the fact that I was born in Zongo doesn't make me less of a Christian, or it doesn't mean that me being born there was going to corrupt me or something. I mean, that was where I was born. And I mean, if anything, I should be glad that I'm like this. I think I always say that they were my first family. Zongo people were my first family. When I was younger, I didn't get this understanding, but growing up, getting to understand who I am, how I think, and understanding people, it has really made me to appreciate what I'll call my roots. Yeah, so basically that's.
So how far have you come in correcting an offender of stereotyping? How far have you come? Somebody stereotyped you, and how was the reaction? How far did you go correcting that person? Someone.
Just as I told you that if somebody asks me where I'm from, I can equally say how our university girls go. Oh, I'm a Northerner. You understand? But I choose to say, oh, maybe a 10 year. Then the person retracts and say, hey, there have been some instances we've been talking, and the person might think that, oh, what you are saying, there is intelligence in it. Oh, and then the person comes to ask you, which tribe are you? And you say, oh, maybe 10 you. Hey, then he retracts. So much retracts in his mind. Another point is, oh, hey, who you telling now?
Well, I see.
So have you gone far to correct that person?
I'm coming. Someone will say, oh, you know if you say we are Igbenio. Who you telling now? Then I will come in and say that, yes, in time for you, so you have check your man. So I say, check it, Mahama. So I say, then I give you instances so that it will clear that brainwashed kind of thinking that
preconceived idea.
Northerners can never be successful in life. There are some Ashantis who think so.
Yeah,
no matter how successful a Northerner is, an Ashanti gardener will never want to be working for a Northerner.
True.
Even if the person's profession is a gardener.
It's true.
True.
Me this year pan me be a garden boy ma if anything Mahama. Somebody will go to that extent and will not be a gardener to Mahama, even being a president. I'm telling you.
True. And I read history, a bit of history on that. So back in the days, the Ashantis were very small in size. When it comes to their physique, they're not well built like the Northerners. So Ashantis have this connection with the Northerners. So Ashantis went to Northern region and brought some of the women there to the palace, and some of the men to their palace. So they had this idea of sleeping. The royals would sleep with the northern women to give birth to breed. That breed will have the huge muscles and all that. And some of the men also served the king there. So in their mind, in the preconceived mind of the Ashantis who came later to see that there were Northerners in the palace serving them, they saw the Northerners as slaves.
Yes.
So with time, no Ashanti person want to serve a Northerner, because in their mind, Northerners are supposed to serve Ashantis. So we carry that thing onwards, and we don't even know where the history comes about. Yeah. So that's 1, 2. What about you? Have you gone that far correcting somebody who has stereotyping before?
I think I tried, but then I believe I'm not disciplined enough. I'm not disciplined enough to correct anyone who has stereotyped me or the community that I come from.
Why is that? Do you want to get into banter with the person, or you don't?
No, I believe even if I'm going to correct the offender, I'm still going back to where I come from, in the sense that I'll try telling the person Zongo people are not this, a Muslim is not this, a Muslim is not this, and pertaining to how the person will react will have me show certain things that I want to hide.
I want to understand.
You know, can I just? It's like
in as much as I'm explaining, I will tend to be aggressive.
Yes.
Certain behavioral patterns will start to emerge.
Okay.
And the person wouldn't listen. So I think we are not. I, for one, I'm not disciplined enough.
Okay, meaning that you feel offended then to react. So it's better don't react and believe.
Yeah, it's better to stay silent.
It's just like saying someone is an angry. Michelle Obama mentioned something in her book, like in the book Becoming. Just like you tell somebody that you are an angry black woman, you know, in her point to defend herself or put it in your face that she's not, she might actually tend to be. I don't know if you get it.
Yes,
and because you tell me that I'm an angry black woman, I have to put it in your face that I'm not, and in the process I may be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, it's just like that. I think that's the same thing. For me, I think I haven't done well when it comes to these things. I have this behavior when things look very bizarre. I just smile. Like if you do something, not say me one, I just smile. I just look at you and I smile, because if I open my mouth, I'm going to start all my lecturing, and then it will be like, "Hey, we are too known," because, and I think it's wrong. I have to change.
Yeah,
because sometimes you know the things that people say or people do based on what they see. I think I put on an anklet, and then I love anklets. And then one of my colleagues was like, "Hey, Nanklets, they are 290. So be who because we bad girl on us. And I'm saying, yes, let people. I mean, if you see me and you think I'm a bad girl just because I have an anklet, then you have a problem."
True.
Or I even have pierced my nose, you have a problem. Yes, you have a problem. Or I have a tattoo, you have a problem.
True.
Because you shouldn't judge people based on what I always say, give people the benefit of the doubt. Give people the benefit of the doubt, and you will always know that the things that you know is actually not so. They're actually not so. So me, I haven't really done much. I just smile and
So fortunately or unfortunately, this is part one of our discussion on stereotyping and profiling. So thank you for listening. I had Samuel, I had Ransford, I had Nazir, I had Joe Abnanketia on my panel list today. We had a dope discussion on stereotyping and profiling. We'll continue discussion the following week or two. We bring the part 2 of it. Thank you for listening. It's Two Madden Podcast, episode 8, part 1.
See you following submission. I know you're wishing that you could let your head down and mirror my admission. So why you worrying about being the outcast? Don't you know to be yourself and never ask permission? My short shorts